So,
Woo.
s- whoever would like a point of inspiration, why don't you give us a little recap of what happened last time?
I believe I did the last one, so.
Yeah, I enjoyed Drunk Rob's and interpretation. Thing. Here's everything
Can we please refer to that man as mildly tipsy, Rob?
Nah,
Oh Lord!
nah.
I would have
Functional alcoholic Rob?
That's just normal Rob.
Do you remember what happened, or do you want me to do something?
Do you know, honestly, there was the tower, hags, Strahd came
Well, you're
from
already
like a long
wrong.
way off. Wait, was that the session before?
Yeah, there's there were no hags.
Okay, so then we were in the tower, and then we had some homework to be like, are we going through the forest, or are we going to take a rest? And I was outvoted, so we took a rest. And then further things that struck came from like a real long way off, that somehow we didn't see him coming or something, and then he was there.
Some real bad
And then-
perception rolls.
I got like kicked out of like the window, and then I came back
Rather
up,
than fight Strahd one-on-one.
and then there was Strahd, and I was like, "That's the object of this game." Yes, yes. Then I will attack it. Speed run. However, I was thwarted
He's all like,
by
I'm gonna
everyone else.
glitch through this, and we're gonna take care of this Elder Scrolls style.
I was thwarted by everyone else being giant wimps. And,
You lean in a specific
you
corner
had
and you
something
just
like
up
16
and down,
hit
up and down. You
points?
glitch into the wall and you skip to Barovia, the castle.
and then after spending a week being mocked and berated by Corinne for being drunk during her game, that was it, I think.
Oh, I want to hear more about that last part.
We met some ravens on the way into
Yes,
Malaki.
a raven called Falcon.
Yeah, Raven called Falcon, and he was all like, "Hey, go meet my friends over here. You guys might have similar interests." At the or the
Name of the place in my
something.
notes. Give me 1 second.
Blue Lagoon.
Did I or didn't I? I didn't. I'm a liar. I thought I did, but I didn't.
Blue Water Inn.
That was it.
We're close enough to Blue Lagoon.
Yeah. You had the right color, and you had a body of water. And you guys, you kept to the trail during your travels, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
So,
also, there was a nightmare and a bunch of direwolves, and
Yeah, it
Irina
wasn't
was
just
mind
stuff.
controlled. And
Yeah, what ifs.
and,
do I
uh,
get my
I got a
inspiration
blazing bow
there?
string.
and
Ismark got his throat fucking ripped out. But
Yeah.
we
Yep.
fucking sewed that bitch back in.
And basically, like a round of combat, one of us were near death, and Strahd basically wasn't touched.
pretty much, yeah.
Do I get my inspiration?
I'll leave that
Oh,
up to
yeah.
the
I feel like
group.
that was. I was gonna say. I feel like that was a communal effort.
You get like
Okay, so
We all get
communally,
one.
let's give me an inspiration.
How about, since everyone chipped in, you all have a communal inspiration that any one of you could use today with the agreement of the rest of the party.
Okay, I was gonna
Right
say.
now.
so
Oh,
I
damn
was
it.
like, that mother-
I would have been like, first roll, been like, inspiration.
So it's that brand of socialism, is it?
Alright. Well, you all continue the trek down the old Svalich road towards Valaki, doing like walking along like the edge near the lake, I believe. Yep. Yes, through like this little trail on the Slavich road, and eventually you come to the break in the trees leading to Valaki itself. The old Svalich Road meanders into a valley watched over by dark, brooding mountains to the north and south. The woods recede, revealing a sullen mountain berg surrounded by a wooden palisade. Thick fog presses up against this wall, as though looking for a way inside, hoping to catch the town aslumber. The dirt road ends at a sturdy set of iron gates with a pair of shadowy figures standing behind them. Planted in the ground and flanking the road outside the gates are half a dozen pikes with wolves' heads impaled on them. So that's like the town gates.
These are human heads, I assume.
Wolves.
Heads.
Oh, okay. Fine. Sorry.
Ow!
I heard,
Why would you assume that?
I heard heads on a stick, and I
Where
was
did
like,
Letterman
what?
come from?
Mm-hmm.
Apologies.
You see the two figures kind of shift, and as you guys approach closer and reveal to be two town guards, one male and one female, that are standing just inside the gate. Instead of spears, they carry 10-foot long pikes that are clearly meant to be used to be long enough to stab creatures through the bars of the gate. And they just kind of watch you approach.
Oh, hello there.
Oh God, you went very.
Oh boy.
Whew.
You have any lucky charms behind those gates?
I've already established it's a mixture of Irish, and I say dere at the end.
It was a little bit
Terrifying.
Mrs. Doubtfire there for a second. There, my friend.
Okay.
I mean, she's doing it in Scottish.
Either way, yeah, you all approach, and they kind of just watch you. Yeah, you've arrived. It's about close to midday at this point. You guys made some pretty decent time. What with your random encounters being somewhat benign.
Immediately, I'm gonna start hunting for the blue water.
Okay. Yeah, so you just walk right in then, eh?
I said hello.
They just kind of give you, like, nods. They're just town
I'll-
guards.
I'll do the normal thing while I'm waiting for these monster hunters to,
The gate is closed at this point.
Oh.
So there's just kind
He
of.
said what he said. He walks right in. I don't know.
I said I immediately start looking for the blue water, but if when I start looking for the blue water, all I see is a door, I have found a new problem.
Yeah,
Yes.
thick iron gates with heavy iron chains with iron padlocks that are kind of like wrapped around the gate, but it's not currently like, secured or locked. This must be what they do at night. But yeah, they just kind of watch you all warily.
Can you open the gate and let us in?
Suppose, the female says. Like, what business do you have in Vallaki?
Just passing through.
She kind of like leans past you to kind of like check behind you all. Didn't have any trouble with wolves coming up, did you?
I mean,
Need that. Go put it back in the fridge. I don't need it.
Technically, we were gonna sell those dire wolf pelts that we gained, so that may be evidence.
I know. Yeah, we met a few, but we dispatched them.
No. Well, you're a bit late for the Wolf's Head Jamboree. That was a few days ago.
I'm real broken up about that.
And the other one kind of chips in with a, well, you're just in time for the Festival of the Blazing Sun. That'll be in 3 days' time, he says, kind of a little bit more jovial than his counterpart.
We're just
Celebration of the morning.
Hmm?
Celebration of the morning, Lord, is that there, eh?
He kind of rolls his eyes a bit. Uh,
Rude.
no, it's a concoction from our great and wonderful Burgermeister. He clears his throat, singing like the praises loudly, a bit too loudly, but both kind of make a bit of a face and open up the gates for you.
Say, who is the Burgermeister?
The Burgermeister here, that would be Baron Valakovich.
Did
And
he always have that name, or did he get it when he became the Burgermeister of Valaki there, eh?
it's
Valakovich, Valaki, they're very similar.
it's a bit of a family line, yeah. He says, and as like you guys get closer, and he opens up the gates, and like the fog kind of clears a little bit, you can see like weather-worn garlands hanging from various buildings and windows and whatnot of like what looked like previous festivals, just kind of hanging out, like people who leave like their Halloween decorations up too long, or their Christmas decorations up for too long. There's just sign
Hey,
like that look like much older than a few days.
Oh
Sorry.
Lord, this place is doomed.
Don't judge me.
Hmm?
If I leave them up, then I don't need to do them next year.
I guess festivals subdue the masses.
No, not the masses. It's the uh, wonderful Burgermeister keeping everyone's spirits up. Having everyone's spirits up keeps Strahd away. And he says, kind of like narrowing his eyes at you all at like the mention of Strahd.
Oh, is that how that works?
Well, if
Oh.
that's the case, surely 4 off during the game wouldn't be annoying. If that's the case, then surely getting rid of getting Strahd away forever would cheer everyone up, no end.
Yes, well, that's problems for Barovia. See, here in Valaki, we're nice and fortified and kept safe by our great and powerful Burgermeister, Vargas Valakovich, he says loudly.
That's what we've heard. We're just here to resupply, offload some cargo, and move on through.
He gives,
You
gives a nod.
you got directions to Blue Water Inn?
Oh, right, yeah, that's just a bit down past the town square, and there's no missing it, really.
About a general store where we could offload some of this cargo. Might be interested in some pelts or.
Uh, there's a few about, yeah, I think. There's some hunters that hole up in the Blue Water, and you can always ask them where they sell their goods.
All right. Well, thank you for making. Let's get this gate closed behind us.
Yep, bright and happy day, he says. And as you all come in, like they quickly close the gates.
Bright and happy day.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna ask. I'll wait for the companions to move on a bit
Mm-hmm.
into town. Data. How would you put it? Phil, thank you very much for all the information and pleasantries and the welcome. Obviously we'll be at the inn. Why don't you stop by later and we'll buy you a drink?
Oh, that would be nice. Yeah, he says kind of chipper. like looking a bit excited about the prospect, and he like puts a hand on your shoulder and pulls you in and kind of whispers down in your ear, is like, "Don't let any of your companions speak ill of the Burgermeister within hearing of some of the others. Just fair
Ah,
warning, traveler." And he gives your hand a shoulder a squeeze and like pats it and like lets you go. Bright and happy day.
right and happy day, friends. In fact, we'll make that 2 drinks when we meet this evening.
And he gives you a nod.
Rush to meet up with the rest. And when I do, I'll whisper it to Bran as we're kind of walking along.
You did all that. We
I was kind of
We
hoping
shouldn't
you were going
speak
to
ill
buy
of the
me a drink,
Burgermeister.
actually.
okay.
Yes, the Burgermeister part.
Just for comic effect, I really wanted you to be walking up, and then Brent to be like, "Where's that bastard?" But,
He's like, now that I've got your attention, uh-huh.
um, Bran was probably a little bit cautious of this overly bright and optimistic person, considering all we've met here is people who have suffered, and
Yes.
interesting.
Does-
There is a place for happiness here,
Does stand out a bit, doesn't it?
just a little. Bran will give kind of like a thoughtful, somewhat sinister, and you can tell that by on his face. Maybe we should have a word with him, or maybe we should avoid him.
I believe the avoidance part was more inferred in the subtlety of the warning.
Huh.
Um,
Guess he doesn't have to know.
yeah, as you guys travel through the town, you come across like a few, let me get my OBS up. You kind of come across a few, as you've come in here on the eastern side, and as you kind of like travel up this, boop, there we go. As you travel up like this main road, there's a few kind of points of interest as you travel through. There's pretty close to the gates. There's a large stockyard that has several locked sheds along its periphery and lies adjacent to a roomy warehouse. There's a wooden sign above the front gate that reads Arisec Stockyard. You only notice it because parked at the south end of the stockyard is a sturdy carnival wagon. It's been painted like this bright red and green, and like the paint is peeling off, but there's faded lettering on the sides that spell out the words Rictavio's Carnival of Wonders. And there, so it's just kind of like this big splash of color in like the middle of the stockyard that draws your eye. And then as you continue on, you see a rather large shop that doesn't look very inviting from the outside. It's 2 stories tall and like this dark and dreary looking, but has a sign that's shaped like a coffin above the front door, and all of the windows and shutters are closed up tight, and there's a deathly silence that surrounds the establishment as you wander through the streets towards the town square. The shops and homes that encompass or enclose the town square are decorated with limp, tattered garlands and painted wooden boxes that are filled with tiny dead flowers. At the north of this square stands a row of stocks, locked in which are several men, women, and children wearing crude plastered donkey heads. In the center of the square, peasants in patchwork clothes draw eye you suspiciously as they use cups and vases to draw water from a crumbling stone fountain, and standing tall at the center of the fountain is a gray statue of an impressive man facing west. And all around the square are posted proclamations. One that says, "Come one, come all to the greatest celebration of the year, the Wolf Heads Jamboree. Attendance and children required. Pikes will be provided. All will be well, the Baron." But yeah, like the proclamation is out of date according to what you've heard from the town guard, as the Wolfhead's jamboree had already occurred. Probably had something to do with like the decorations outside the gate. But as you kind of travel through here, you see a rather tall, imposing man with two more town guards. This tall man stands out to you all because of his deformity. He's got one huge right arm that is like scarred and red and is like massively out of proportion to like the rest of his body. Um, and yeah, he and these two town guards travel through and go over to like the Wolf's Head proclamation and start tearing them down. And as you guys are traveling through, you see them posting up a new sign that says, "Come one, come all to the greatest celebration of the year, the festival of the blazing sun. Attendance and children required, rain or shine. All will be well, the Baron." And that is the town square. Do you all just continue on following the directions of the guard?
Give me the big dude's description again, please.
The what?
The guy with the big arm.
He's a massively tall fellow with a massively deformed arm. It's like several like sizes too big. Like kind of. It's the kind of like I'm trying to think of it, but like Mr.
Sci-fi mutation kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of like Mr. Wonderful, after he had like his accident and like he had like the one arm that like like kind of shrunk down because he couldn't, like he had the nerve damage there, but he has a normal looking arm and then one massive arm.
Right.
Is he dressed like he works for the Burgermeister, or did he have any part in what was going on? Like he seemed flanked by the guards, and then the guards put up the new proclamation, and that was it.
You saw him ordering the guards to, like directing
Right.
them. So he's directing them. But yeah, but it kind of like looks like. How about I get a perception check from those who are curious about the big armored man?
Meadowman's more curious about the carnival, and he notes it for later.
23 for Devin.
Perception, did you say?
Yeah, or
Investigation.
investigation would be all right.
I rolled a 19 on the dice,
There you
plus 3, 22.
23, same as Jade.
Roll up on it, apparently.
10.
Apart from him.
Like this doesn't occur to Reese, but like somehow it kind of makes a little bit of sense. But to the more experienced monster hunters and Minar, it still makes it looks as though that big large arm of his isn't one that he was born with. Like it's a different skin color, and it just looks like it was somehow grafted on in some way, but like without getting closer and like poking and prodding, it looks to be like magically grafted because it is like moving and functional.
Fascinating.
There's definitely a moment where Bran like narrows his eyes and is like, what? And then like sees like Dev looking the same. Is that not him?
That is definitely not natural.
Yeah, like the fingers are like elongated, like much more than like it doesn't look like he's got human arm, just slightly bigger human arm, but it's like elongated and he's got like long claw-like fingernails, and it's you might not be able to see that from this distance, but yeah. He don't look right, and he's also giving orders to guards.
Sure. You said there were like peasantry near the well and stuff. Do they give that guy a wide berth? Are they respectful
Oh,
or
yeah.
hateful or?
There's not
Okay.
any kind of like hateful looks or anything like that, but there's definitely a scurrying, as though people who don't have like immediate business in this square are like trying not to draw his attention, and like whoever's like gaze like lands upon, like you see them like stiffening and like smiling brightly, as though like all is well, or all will be well.
Well, it is a curious sight, is it not?
I'm getting less and less confident about this place.
I don't like it.
Should we get to where we were going?
Yeah. Sooner we're out of here, the better, I think.
Looking around, do I see that toy shop?
That was in Brent, wasn't it?
it? No, it's here.
Oh, sorry, you're right.
You're fine. I'm just trying to see. Let's see. You're in the town square. You don't see it here adjacent to the town square, but if you follow the road south towards like the where the guard kind of directed you to where like the Blue Water Inn is, you do kind of see a shop that has a wooden sign that's shaped like a rocking horse with a B engraved on both sides of it. Flanking the entrance to this shop are two arched lead-framed windows, and through the dirty glass you can see jumbled displays of toys and hanging placards bearing the slogan, "Is no fun, is no Blinsky." But you see that, and you also see the Blue Water Inn, which is recognizable as being like one of like the larger buildings in this area, with gray smoke issues from the chimney of a large two-story wooden building with a stone foundation and a sagging tile roof upon which several ravens are perched, with a painted wooden sign hanging above the main entrance that depicts a blue waterfall. They're kind of like on the same street, on like opposite sides of the street, like one's on one side, one's on the other.
Business, then. Oh, and I would a bit low, I guess, and check, just like glance over to Minor with the intention to mention it to the others, unless he didn't want to for some reason. But if he doesn't shake his head or something like that, he'll say, "We should speak kindly of that Burgermeister while we're here. It seems they're with him." And he says that like they have no choice.
Agreed.
He does seem the extra benevolent type.
Holding festivals every 3 days.
Sure is a
Everyone loves a
time
festival.
For those of with a passive intelligence like above 12, it's more a festival every week. As it was a few days ago, and this festival's in a few days' time.
Every few days.
Sure. Once a week.
I don't know how many of us have the passing intelligence to figure that out.
There's some, like, that's just, a 12.
That's almost twice my intelligence. I need to work out the days of the week, apparently.
Well, it's
So
just,
brain's lost. There's
No.
festivals all the time.
I'm super close, but no cigar.
There is a festival every day in Valaki.
So my problem is I'm too intelligent, so I actually invented talent. So it's
Yeah,
for a
because
couple of days.
if your intelligence goes above 20, it rolls back around and starts at 1 again.
That's good because my intelligence is 19.
Yeah, he's got it, like,
Don't
doing...
get any smarter.
He's
Stop
got-
studying.
He's got it to where, like, he's, like, counting it down in hours, not days.
Actually, there's a festival every.
Every day.
We heading to the blue water then.
John,
It does sound like a promise your tour like booking guide would give you. Oh no, there's a festival every day. You show up your holiday, and it's just a guy on the beach with a sick dog.
Let's see.
Yes, Brian Blessed.
It's alive.
As you enter the Blue Water Inn, the damp cloaks hang from pegs in the entrance portico. The tavern is packed with tables and chairs and narrow paths meandering between them. A bar stretches along one wall under a balcony that can be reached by a wooden staircase that hugs the north wall. Another balcony overhangs an entrance to the east, and all of the windows are fitted with thick shutters and crossbars. Lanterns hanging above the bar and resting on the tables bathe the room in a dull orange light and cast shadows upon the walls, most of which are adorned with wolf heads mounted on wooden plaques. Tending the bar is a thin woman with black raven black hair with a gray streak along the crown that she's got kind of pulled back into a messy bun, as the art indicates. And there are two boys that are kind of scampering around the tavern, kind of playing some sort of game. Let's see. There's about a couple of local patrons. That you see in the common area in the tap room. Let's see, but at this point, the place is slightly empty. There's only like a handful of people that are staying here, and at this time, and as you enter, the place is, the lady behind the bar kind of like looks up at you all and with a warm smile.
Were we given any kind of like pass code or who to go speak to?
Nope.
I think
From
we
the
just,
Raven Man.
we're not just going to say Falcon sent us.
Yeah, that was gonna be my plan.
Okay, fair enough. Just wondering if I was not remembering something, but
That would highly surprise me, Dan.
Oh no. My memory's not that good since I hit my head. Sometimes I forget things. Okay, if we have no plan beyond going that dude who could turn into a bird sent us, then let's go with that. Then
That's my plan.
cool.
Is there a table that looks that we can get to? That's open.
Yeah, there's a table nearby, or that's big enough for the group of you, and yeah, so you guys can take a seat.
Are we getting a lot of like funny looks?
And there's
You know, like are we
Look forward to see you.
There's
kind
a
of people or
couple of people that are kind of staring at Middlemane because he's not human. But it's kind of like the people who are here kind of all look up to you, like one and all, like take in like your appearance and like quickly determine that you all are outsiders. And a few of their eyes like flick towards another table where there's a lone man sitting, a colorfully dressed half elf that you kind of like see who's kind of got like his kind of like hunching over like a tankard and isn't paying like close attention to y'all approach, but like the cut of his clothing is different than the rest of the locals here, and so you kind of get like this impression that they like look up at you and you guys immediately tick a box that says outsider, and then they all look to another outsider.
Okay.
does the man with the half elf look like what I would expect the Burgermeister to look like, or am I just extrapolating one step?
You're making up a man next to the half elf that I did not describe.
So about 10 steps too far.
I'm not drunk, but I could have sworn you said something about it. Oh, maybe it was a man, and then you started describing the man as a half elf,
Yes.
and I thought it was the man with the half
No, no,
elf.
no, no.
A male half elf.
Is the man beside the half?
You say double.
The man besides the half elf is you.
Yes, and me. See, don't say no. Yes, and me.
The man who was there has quickly dissolved away.
You realize
It's no
it's all a
longer there.
Could have
dream.
sworn I saw a man there.
I don't like that.
God, Strahd.
Strahd. Say him wherever I go. But the bar mistress, patron, seems smiley and happy enough to have us in the bar. Very well.
Get a
Brandon's
table.
going. Yeah, Brandon's going to go for the drinks, and Dev can secure a table.
Yeah, look for a table that's probably got a good view of the room where she could put her back to a wall
Oh
and
yeah,
watch
sure.
everyone.
Bum bum bum. Let me
Bum bum bum.
bum 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 bum. I'm gonna try and make this bigger so you can see the ground floor a little bit better. There we go. So yeah, you guys secure a table, and Bran goes to secure drinks, and the woman behind the bar, excuse me, smiles up at you and says, "Oh, well, you new? What can I get you folks?"
Yeah, just got into town. And he'll basically look across like the back bar if there's something, because I presume there's like ale, mead, and harder stuff.
There are several casks of wine, purple mash, number something something, and along with ale. But there seems to be like large casks of wine. Purple
I
mash.
was looking at that. It's quite a funky setup they've got when they like load them in the back and then.
Purple
Quite
grape
like that.
mash number 3, and what looks to be, at least to your eye, um, more nicely packaged red dragon crush is kind of emblazoned on some of the barrels and stuff. The nicer looking barrel that kind of looks like it's been more aged is for the red dragon.
That's for the crush.
You just want some purple grape mash? Or
Oh,
the
I said
dragon
how
crush?
much for the
Oh,
crush?
crush. Sorry. The red
That's
dragon.
okay.
That's a pint a silver piece, please. Or would be pint a silver.
Fine. Wow.
It,
Sure. Let me just go. There we go. You were. I was just wondering. Medamain didn't drink. Did drink? Drunk more than a regular person?
If he's allowed to praise it, he prefers like ales and stuff because they're made with grain, and that's kind of what she's about.
Right. Because I think you were drinking before when Bram was in the room, so and he'd probably said a drink or something when others
Yeah,
had gone.
for sure.
So, well, give me like half a dozen of the crush and some of the ale.
all right
But you
then.
got a grain spirit or something?
I'm pretty sure I can rustle something up.
Right.
She goes to
Maybe some water if you've got to go in.
She goes and bustles about, yelling at the two boys that are kind of tripping over chairs in the tap room behind you.
He's just gonna like lean on the bar while he's waiting for the drinks and being new in town, seem friendly sort.
We try to be. Made this place a bit of a haven of sorts.
Too much to hide from in Valaki.
No, not really, but this is the kind of place where you have to stick together.
Yeah. We found that out already. Travel from Barovia.
Did you now? Heard that the road is lousy with wolves these days.
Not too bad during the day, but we had our fair share of fights, yeah.
She kind of pauses for a second. You all came up the old Svalich. Svalich. I can't say that word for some reason. Came up the old Svalich way then.
Yeah, I think so. Past the mill, past the waterfall.
And whenever you say past the mill, she kind of glances at your direction and like looks back over at the rest of your party, kind of like appraising your armaments.
Yeah.
There's like a flicker of recognition.
We learn to stick together, like you said.
It's the only way to survive these dark and trying times.
Yeah, Barovia ain't doing too well. A community like here, folks didn't seem to want to help each other out.
Well, everyone has to do what they can to get by. But I'm happy you all made it here.
Me too.
My
Just
name
gonna
is
ask- Oh,
my
sorry.
name's Danica.
Danica, the name is Bran. and he'll like put a hand over the bar.
Yeah, she'll reach over and shake it, and do a nod to like her two boys. That's Brom and Bray. Sure, my husband Owen would be interested in talking to you. Will you all be staying for a while?
At least tonight. Trying to, get situated somewhere.
Well, you all are more than welcome to stay here. We have enough room for all of you. It's one electrum
Which
a night, one electrum a bed.
is this foreign currency? Oh, there's electrum. One electrum a bed a night. Oh. See?
Sorry, muted. Indeed.
Right. Well, I'll run it past the others. See what they think. Do you mind me asking, being new and all, and he kind of like gestures to his arm, but like, goes past it.
You ran into the Burgermeister's muscle then.
Oh, is that who he is?
That would be Isaac. He's, well, if he didn't work for the Burgermeister, he probably wouldn't be allowed here.
Yeah, not sure I've seen him.
Yeah, he's a dangerous one. I'd steer clear of him. Especially
Yeah.
your, lady folk, she says with a nod towards Arena and Devon.
Brian like definitely holds his gaze, holds the gaze for a second, like. Right.
He's a bully. But we don't speak ill of the Burgermeister, she says with a bit of an arch to her eyebrow.
Of course not. Of course not. Blessed be his name.
I'll
He'll give like a smoke.
She'll chuckle and say, if he keeps everyone happy, Strahd is kept at bay, so everyone is happy. All is well.
Brian's definitely slightly disbelieving. He doesn't believe that she's necessarily drunk the Kool-Aid.
No, she's
but-
giving you like an expression of
Yeah.
There's a
sure.
great undertone of eyebrow.
Yes.
I feel.
Oh, it's like the secret language of nods in the last game.
Secret language of nods. This lady is definitely
Fluent.
fluent in nods, eyebrows, and deadpan delivery.
We've got our next campaign T-shirt. Secret language of nods.
Nods, eyebrows, and deadpan delivery. Sounds like a great band name.
He'll put down I'm guessing all of that alcohol would come to about a gold or something.
Yeah.
The wine and some grain spirits or whatever she has going.
Yeah, and she'll hand you some and then kind of pick up the rest because, like, that's a lot of drinks for one person to carry. So basically, she'll give you 3 and carry the other 3 herself.
And then I will head back to the table.
Yeah, she accompanies Bran and delivers what ale he can't handle or what ale is in her hands or whatever, passing it around the table and kind of makes a point of looking everyone in the eye and welcome to the Blue Water. I hope you all find your stay pleasant.
Thank you. I'm looking for a trader to pick up some pelts.
Um, you might find some shops close by. There are some hunters that usually come here after they've finished their work for the day. I'm not entirely sure where they sell their goods, but uh, can pass on a good word to them for you. They come in every evening.
Uh, that would be much appreciated.
She kind of gives you like a bright smile. It's like you can try any of the stores really, but they would probably know the best place to take it.
I do want the best prices. I don't want to be fleeced because I'm not a local.
She nods.
Badum-tish.
Ba-dum, bum, bum.
Sorry, where did she say to go? Grace?
She said there were some local stores, but said that there were hunters that would be in this evening that they could ask where
Okay.
they sell their stuff. And it's like as she kind of turns away from you all, she like turns to the half elf and like the table nearby, and like asks if he's ready for his lunch or whatever, or asks of him if he's like ready for like his afternoon meal, and like the half elf gives her a nod, and she walks back towards the kitchen, which appears to be in like that little door behind the bar. And she comes back in with a tightly wrapped package, and that's like wrapped in like this butcher paper. And he takes it and says, like flips her a coin, and says, "Well, be taking this to my friend," and gives her like a nod, and like gets to his feet and heads out the door. Sorry, says the food is for his destitute toymaker friend and his pet monkey. And then heads out the door.
Well, I know where I'm going later.
It's ticking a box in my head as well, dearie.
Gonna see a monkey. Yeah.
Really? Because I thought the toy maker would have been the one that.
I mean, it's a win-win, really.
Yeah.
So, Branno announced to the table, I guess. Danica over there says we could stay the night till we get settled.
So about 5 silver a bed.
Think so?
Yes.
Yeah, D and
According
D
to
Beyond
D&D
told me.
Beyond, that is correct.
Yep.
Yeah. She also told me that the big armed fellow was the Burgermeister's muscle. Goes by. Apparently, he's real mean.
He didn't look friendly, that was for sure.
Yeah.
But the Burgermeister seems like such a happy chap, dearie.
Praise be.
So about that deadpan delivery.
She seems like a good sort too.
Did you happen to mention our friend Falcon?
I was going to ask the same thing, dearie.
Well, I didn't want to, just start with it.
You're right.
Thought,
Get a few pints in and
Maybe relax a bit. We've been traveling a bit.
Relaxation sounds like a good idea, Derry. He looks to the two who have come all the way from Barovia, Ismark and Irina.
You'll read on the place then, Mark and Irina. We got here.
It's definitely fortified, Ismark says, his voice still gravelly and rough AF. Definitely not the sort of place that anyone could get in quickly. Especially this place, he says, giving a nod to the layout of the tap room. Because like all of the double doors that you guys came into this place are thick and heavy and have visible bracers set into the door so they could be easily barricaded, and then each of the windows have interior shutters that also have locks and reinforced material. So this place looks like it could lock itself down.
you suppose they really mean it that the Burgermeister keeps them happy and keeps Strahd away?
I think it's more likely that he says, and kind of reaches for the wine and sips at it, and I think it's more likely that they just don't have anything he wants.
Or maybe they have an arrangement. Way to get rid of your enemies.
If he's got an arrangement that requires him putting on festivals, that's mighty cruel of the Dark Lord, wouldn't you say?
Well, maybe it just helps flush out the ill contents, and he just ships those off to Strahd for whatever reason.
It's definitely probably a way of identifying those who don't fall in line. But whether or not he has dealings with Strahd, couldn't tell you. I never heard of anything. Wouldn't have asked you to bring Irina here if I did.
Well, as long as she can keep her head down, and this might be the best place to leave her. If that's still our plan. Unless we want to test our theories. It
What
really is
theories?
Well, is it an arrangement to keep Strahd at bay, or is it a lack of something that he wants? Your sister's clearly something.
We're not going to turn Irina into bait, he says kind of angrily.
That wasn't
No.
what I was suggesting. I was just saying if he's really staying away because there's nothing he wanted previously, that's about to change real fast.
Bran nods along with him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ismark just looks angry at the prospect.
Bran will look at Ismark like, we well, have a look at both of them. We know we don't treat your sister, and he'll look to her, Irina, as bait. We both stood before her, didn't flinch. We're not come all that way, and we've not done all that just to put her in danger. But what Dev says is true. If he's so keen to have her, I might have brought a lot down on this place.
All the happiness and good cheer isn't going to do nothing then, Derry.
Well, give it a night, two, see if anything.
I can tell you from experience back in Barovia, it's not the happiness and cheer that keeps him at bay. It's the sort of thing that draws his attention. And Arena will kind of look up at you all and say, he's right. He's right. I forgot her voice. But we'll just kind of like say, he's right. Most people in Barovia that don't garner attention are usually the ones that have no hope. If you're bright, happy, different, that's whenever it seems like this place tries its best to break you.
That what happened with you then?
There's got to be a reason why it was me and not some other chickie in the village.
One of life's mysteries, I suppose.
She kind of narrows her eyes at you a bit. But doesn't say anything.
So, gonna do 92, see what happens? Or do you want something more permanent?
This place is fine for now, I suppose, but if you all are moving on after this, I don't know. How long do you plan to stay in Vallaki?
Sort
mean-
of business and settle you, I suppose.
Glad to see the festival of the Blazing Sun there, eh?
Oh, I love Metamane so much.
He is life, as they say.
Maybe we'll see the festival. It says, like, side-eyeing Metamane.
We've got other things too, like the Madame Eva mentioned the carnival there, eh? There's a carnival in town just now, as well as the toy maker looking for Gertruda.
Two bits of business. And if this is where you wanted.
Would point out that it's not a carnival that is in town. You saw a carnival wagon in a stockade.
That is enough for Meadowman to make the connection.
Okay. I like how you're like these small tiny things and it's just like, every few days there was a carnival.
This place doesn't turn out to be. Maybe talk about going to that cathedral. But it's going to be another long trek, and we might not survive that one.
We almost didn't survive the trek here. Down to look at his mark.
Is the road here Krensk longer than the road from Barovia to here?
What was that?
Is the road from here, Vallaki to Krensk, longer than the road from Barovia to Vallaki? Or are they about comparable, or is it shorter?
Depends on what path you take. It looks like it would be about 7 hours. So you can maybe make that. You can make that in a day. Like hold on, not 7 hours. 1.5, 3.5, 2.5. That is maths. 6.5. 6.5 hours.
Okay.
If you go around the long way, that's about 9. You have 2 different paths that you could take.
So either way, if we leave at like dawn, we could easily get there within the day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, what all would you like to do right now? You have your drink. Um, are you just gonna like hang out here a bit?
Can we get our room and put our stuff in our room?
I don't know.
Sure.
Can you?
Uh, Bran will just, I don't know, enjoy his drink and having sat for a while because we've just walked to get here for about
Yeah.
6 hours or something.
Mm-hmm.
And after they finish the first round or something, Dev, do you want to get the rooms? Maybe you can mention your friend.
Yeah. I'll take care of it.
And Bran is going to be nice, and he's going to take the errant glasses back to the bar
Oh
for
yes.
Danica.
Aw, what a sweet lad he is.
You're not the best person in this bar.
So I think anyone watching Reese like notices that he's in typical Reese fashion, like pretty sort of. I don't know really how to describe it. Not okay is probably the best way. Like he's pretty shaken by what's transpired recently, and so he's kind of just sitting like 1,000 yards, staring off into space while everyone's sort of,
We're not going to bed right now.
well,
Yeah,
moving towards their bedrooms.
Sure.
What people said things.
There were things said, but we were going to go and get the beds, and then I might go talk to a toy maker, and because it's not the evening.
Yeah.
It's like lunchtime, is it?
Yeah, almost exactly. Like some of the local crowd in here is kind of like filtering out like as they just like came in for a pint at lunch.
When? Oh, sorry. You
No,
want to go?
you go. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm just gonna sidle up to the bar.
Okay. So, as Bran is ferrying glasses in, he's gonna put like a heavy hand on his shoulder, shake him out of his stare. Has he even touched the drink put in front of him?
Let's see. Oh, no. No, he is not.
Oh, okay. Well, then Bran probably would know something is up. He'll put a heavy hand on your shoulder. You right there?
So, kind of double take thing and shakes his head. I'm alright.
Forgot what it was like to sit down. Have you? It gives you a smile.
Something like that. Nods.
I got you a slightly better wine. I think you Dev like the purple one. This one's the Dragon Crush.
He nods, just sort of happy you're like talking about something to take his mind off it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Dev and I are gonna grab rooms, and then I might speak to the toy guy across the street. You can come or you can stay. Danica seems a good person.
Yeah, I'll come with.
Like squeeze your shoulder and like grab the other empty glasses around you or something, and then head to the bar where Dev is.
Yes.
Danica looks up at you as you approach. Says, "How can I help you?"
7 beds for the evening.
All right, that'd be 5 electrum each.
Uh, 3 gold, 5 silver, fine.
Are you trying to fleece her? I am too
No,
lazy for
it's
I think
maths.
that's the exact
Okay, okay.
that is
And
money.
exact.
she says that'll be perfect. And I'll hold out a hand and say it's. You can have your pick of the rooms upstairs, save for the one on the corner that is for Rictavio.
That's the colorful fellow, right? Or
Indeed.
then
He claims
you
he's a carnival ringmaster from a distant land. She giggles. You're not
imagine
there.
that being from a distant land.
Much like you folk, I imagine.
Uh, yeah. It's nice to find good inns though. Uh, Came highly recommended by a friend we met on the road.
Did it indeed? One you met down by the mill, I suppose.
There's nothing left of that mill anymore.
So I hear. Little bird told me.
Little bird does a lot of talking.
That he does.
I was coming over here all prepared to introduce myself in some clandestine fashion, but it appears you already know who we are.
Falcon is a bit of a talkative sort, is he? He is, isn't he? But I told your friend over there that my husband would want to be speaking to you. And she kind of like looks around the tap room, and like the last of like the locals have kind of like filtered out. She's like, "Why don't I go get him?" And kind of smiles at you and disappears into the kitchen. And like comes back out with her husband. You assume this salt and peppered looking fellow with the black and white hair. It's like you can see where like it's like one of the boys has like the stark white hair and the other one has black hair, and like both this man and his wife look to have like that same sort of like mixing. It doesn't appear to be due to age. But her husband is like a tall and kind of not out of shape, but a burly fellow. Looks like he likes working in the kitchen, but not in such a way that he's like obese or anything like that. But he's got a scar over his left eye. Left eye, I think. One of his eyes is scarred.
Like the right eye.
Yeah. I was trying to remember how OBS was flipping it for or Hangouts was flipping it for me. But yeah. Anyways. And he kind of greets you and like comes forward and like shakes your hand, Dev, and introduces himself as Erwin Martikov.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm Devin. Elise.
And how about you introduce me to the rest of your friends?
All right.
Yeah.
They all come over and like join you all at the big table. So I hear you been cleaning up a bit of trouble of late.
It's one way of putting it.
Been more successful than most around these parts that claim to do the same.
We're real good at our jobs.
Well, Well, Falcon speaks highly of you all. Not sure what exactly he promised or said. He's just kind of like looking at you, like you all leadingly.
Just find the Blue Water Inn, and we might find friends.
Friends like him, I suppose. You all look like hunters, but not like you usually hunt wolves and the like. Kind of like looks down at your sword, Devin. Don't usually need silver for hunting wolves.
Not the normal type of wolf, anyway.
His gaze kind of flicks over to yours, and he says, "Suppose you tend to hunt things that aren't of the normal sort all the time, do you?"
Some of us do. Some of us have quickly learned. And he'll kind of look to Medamain Minor end of the table.
I'm just a healer, Derry. Just keeping them alive.
I mean, for you being a little modest with that scythe of yours, but... And he'll give you a grin.
Like a roast ripped right out of Rob's fan fiction.
Which one?
All of them.
I mean, I could make comments about your Eldritch Cannon, but we're probably getting...
Oh man.
Demonetized.
Right. Well,
You do
you-
that kind of work?
We are a little preoccupied with getting home, but it'd be nice to put a little coin in our pocket if there's that kind of work about.
don't know about. There is, we've been having some trouble with our wine supply lately, if you're offering. You could go down to the Wizard of the Wines winery and find out what's going on. Speak to the old crow down there.
Whereabouts that?
Bit to the south, I believe. Making me look at my own goddamn map.
Meadowman does have the thought cross his mind to ask if she's actually a crow. Say,
Does he
I-
say it?
Yeah, by crone do you mean... Crone?
Oh, crow.
Crow.
yeah, and I was
Right.
thinking, is she
Like-
actually a crow? Because we have seen someone who's also a raven.
Well, I mean, no, I suppose not literally a crow. But I suppose if you met Falcon, you've probably figured out what we are, yeah? He says, kind of like narrowing his eyes at you a bit, kind of like with like this, is that going to be trouble? Like expression at the monster hunters.
I have
General
worked it out.
kind of
I have
shrug.
now.
Well, I
trying to say
mean,
that-
you were told by a were-raven to go meet some friends at a place. And, you know, she's...
Okay.
like, Danica has feathers in her hair, so...
You know what they say about assumptions?
When I say... You're not the kind to
Oh, west.
kill
excuse me.
people.
Sorry. Sorry.
Not south.
West.
Is you knowing that, kills, kidnaps, eats people, trades the children for dream pastries?
Nasty business that I hear we don't have to worry about anymore.
Yeah. We kind of fix nasty business.
So you would count yourselves as enemies of Strahd, then?
That's what we told you, crow friend.
He like
Just
raises a gloved hand and kind of like, Raven,
Raven. Sure.
there's a difference. He says, kind of like shifts uncomfortably. She, suppose I could
Oh,
be.
he said crow of down in the brewery.
He
That's
did, he did, he
opposite
did,
the
he
winery.
did. But yeah,
Interesting.
it was kind of a there's a reason, but
Right.
but he takes offense to being referred to as a crow,
Okay. Right.
or not necessarily offense, but he's
Oh
correcting.
no, I get
Correct.
it.
Yeah.
That's fine. I mean, Bran has intelligence of 7. You
To him, it's just
Crow and Raven.
it's just a black bird, right?
It's all the same. Yeah,
Fucking
yeah.
blackbird, all you fucking need.
Got wings, got feathers. All the same.
Only difference is whether or not I can put it in a pie.
Um. Yeah. But there's a lot about business here, and I'm sure you're pretty. There's a lot to keep us busy.
And Danica kind of gives her husband's shoulder a squeeze and says, "We're just worried. It's not like things to go quiet for this long." And whenever, like, she kind of like she kind of does like the that spousal like calming down of like her partner or whatever, and he kind of like shifts uncomfortably and that like, oh shucks, I got caught being difficult or unreasonable for no reason. But it doesn't seem to be directed at you all in any way. But it's just kind of like you can kind of they have like a sense of like partnership, and he's thinking, perhaps for those of you with high passive insights like Meadowmane, whatnot, like he thinks that there's nothing to worry about, but wants the peace of mind. But she's seems legitimately worried about the lack of communication coming from the winery.
How long they've been quiet?
Uh, say a few weeks. As he says that my supply of wine is nearly gone, and the last shipment's overdue.
Having a wink at Reese and be like, "That's a real tragedy. After wine's almost gone."
Reese just sort of like rolled off.
But, are you offering this because you wish to have work, or is there something that the keepers of the feather can do for you all?
Just trying to help people there, eh?
The middleman. We do need to get paid sometimes, and favors are good things depending on what those favors can be used for.
And that's what I'm asking. Are you wanting money, or are you wanting favors?
I'm reckoning. With intelligence 7, he reckons. I reckon he would know this. I reckon the reason you're still here is that you can't get out, just like us, right? You don't have a magic way to get out.
Yeah. Shakes his head. Says the Vistani are the only ones that can travel freely through this place, unfortunately. And if they take anyone that isn't authorized, there's hell to pay.
Uh, He's pretty deadpan, so there was a small glimmer of hope, and then it was crushed. But he knew it wasn't going to be that easy. And this keeper of the feathers do.
Well, we try to take care of the other enemies of this land. We're not strong enough to go after Strahd himself, you understand. But we keep an eye on the others. And then, kind of like gestures towards, like, in the direction of the mill. We had people watching. The bone grinder. We have people watching whatever they can. Is this something you seek?
It was mighty convenient.
Yeah.
Well,
What was it that Ava said? And he turns to Meadowmane, because I think Liam has.
I have a very rough version of it. Oh, something about the ravens will lead to a tree where the treasure sleeps there, eh?
what treasure?
One of those Vistani said. I don't think they're big on being in the future. Don't know of anything.
Aye, we might know of a tree. Anything special about it?
I mean, there's
Plenty of
treasure.
trees. Plenty of trees in the forest.
It was Elb. I don't remember. Do you want me to roll to remember?
Yeah, y'all can roll to remember. You roll high enough, I might mention the other thing y'all have missed.
What do we need to roll for that?
Intelligence.
Oh, I'm so good at those.
I got a 19.
23.
Ooh.
Okay, somebody's gonna remember. That's cool.
I
I got 11 minus 1 for 10.
I got a 2.
We love you.
Where are we again?
Good thing you can hit things.
Devin remembers that you were told an evil tree grows atop a hill of graves where the ancient dead sleep. The ravens can help you find it. Look for the treasure there. And Minar remembers that you were told that a man is not what he seems. He comes here in a carnival wagon, and therein lies what you seek. For another item.
See, I
I
vaguely
will
remembered both.
mention- I will
Vaguely
remember-
remembered both.
I will describe the tree as the evil tree the way that I remember it. The way Devin remembers it, not the way Jade remembers it.
And with the 19, you remembered it well enough for him to give a nod of understanding, and says I know that. That would be the he's turning into Meadowmane there. That would be
You don't want that.
the Yester Hill. The Yester Hill, excuse me. There's an old druid circle there, and a gulthias tree.
All right, so we go down and sort this business with the winery, and you'll tell us where that tree is.
He nods. Is
Favor
there
for a favor?
favor for a favor? Is there anything else that he's turned some other nationality then again there? Anything
Well,
else?
for me.
Anything
Well,
else?
hell.
Well, hell.
Well, hell.
Is there anything else that you all wish to know about? We could give you information about most of this land.
Well, we were keen to know if you know anything that's going on there.
Sorry, you broke up a bit there, Dan. I didn't hear what you asked.
we were keen to go to Krensk. If you know anything about that place and the cathedral there.
We've got a cathedral here in town.
I mean,
He's.
that's good.
But yeah, I do hear that the one in Krensk is good, but the one
We're told it was still sanctified, consecrated. The same be said for this one here.
well, they've never had any troubles with vampires, if that's what you're talking about. But yeah, there's odd rumors coming from about the one in Krensk. They've got some sort of abbot who's making waves. And not the good
Is that
kind.
the Vistani there, eh?
Say what now?
Is it a Vistani there, eh?
No, an abbot.
Make it not the good kind of waves. Did you say not the bad kind of waves?
Yeah, this kind you make too many ripples and eventually they reach the edge of the pond for someone to notice. He's drawing attention. But, if the place is sanctified, I guess he thinks that everything's hunky-dory. And he can do whatever he wants, but
Hubris.
nods. Doesn't go well here in the valley, as you can imagine.
You met another strange fellow on the road. Paladin of some sort.
Yeah, we did.
Kind of like,
Said he had some brothers of a chapter. Possibly
South of here, I think it was.
up a long road.
any of you remember the name?
Silver Dragon?
Silver Dragon.
I've got it written down, but I'm eating.
Might not just stuffing himself at the end of the table.
That's good lunch there.
Nope. I think I wrote the other guy's name down.
Oh, I can find it.
I think it was Silver something.
I have that.
Order of the Silver Dragon.
There's that. He also.
Vladimir Horngard.
Mm-hmm.
Angun Vostod.
There you go.
There you go.
It's like if you say the Argon Volstold, however you want to say that. He says, yeah, that's west of town a bit. Haunted mansion. Legend has it that a dragon died there a long, long time ago. And, well, if we're talking old ghost stories, south of town, there's the remains of a village that had been abandoned for decades. Speaking of hubris, this Burgermeister committed some terrible offense and incurred the wrath of Strahd. There's nothing left there but marsh and swamp.
Where these paladins are meant to be.
Oh no, he was somewhere different. You guys
Okay.
were talking about, ghost stories, and so he mentioned the dead town.
Where's that dead town then?
That's a bit south. And I suppose I could bring up a map.
Yeah, telling ghost stories in Barovia. That'll take what, a couple of days.
Yeah. So, yes. The old, mansion, I believe I mentioned that this map is missing Argenvost on it, the last time. But,
Oh yeah.
he can kind of give you proper directions there. as it's right about here. There's a fork on the road, and it goes down a bit, and the old haunted mansion's there, and like right here, you can kind of see like there's a little speck to like the left of the pointer right now.
Mm-hmm.
That would be Argenvost Hout. And then,
Right in the middle of the mountain, dude.
like right out of the trees, there's like a little speck there.
Oh, I think I see it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, and
And this dead village was to the south.
yeah, the ruins of Barenz. That would be down here along this dotted trail.
Right.
So we could slip down and look for the paladins, and then maybe make a little detour to check out this village
Mm-hmm.
after we deal with the winery.
Yes, which is do somewhere.
You said
What was that
west.
ruined village called again? Sorry.
Barenz.
Barrens.
The Wizard of the Wine's winery is all the way down and down and up and around and down in here.
Grief. Okay.
Oh, I thought it was in Vallaki. Oh, fuck.
No.
So,
Yeah, that changes things very slightly.
Yeah, but they
So,
know where one of the things we're looking for is, so that's a priority.
Oh, carnival.
yeah, we also are going most of the way to Krensk doing that, so
Mm-hmm.
maybe we could take the siblings. Maybe. If things don't work out here. Which they
Maybe
might.
we can do. I'm trying to take note of all of our side quests now.
Well,
Yeah.
you've got quite a few now.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've
They're
got.
gathering up.
All right, man.
Someone should make a list.
There's also the Mad Mage, but there's been no recent sightings of him lately.
He was up Mount Baratok, right?
Yeah, folks used to see him skulking along the north shore of Lake Zarovich, shooting lightning bolts into the water to kill the fish.
Then also the Mad Mage who went up to Castle Barovia was a different Mad Mage. There's
That-
two different Mad Mages.
That would
Oh,
be the
that's
only
the
Mad
same one.
Mage.
He was
Okay.
sane, and then he was cast down by Strahd and became mad and
Oh, I
hidden.
see. So, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I presume he was sane. Mostly sane. Less sane now.
He went to Castle Ravenloft. He's not that sane.
Sane is
Sure.
a relative term.
I mean,
Yeah.
we want to go to Castle Ravenloft eventually. We're not that sane.
How can you
Can't be judging.
Let's see. Let me just look and see if there's anything else that he might tell you. Oh, he will say quite plainly to you all that whenever you're outside the walls of the Blue Water Inn, not to speak ill of the festivals that are declared. Any of those who speak ill of the festivals are declared by the Burgermeister to be in league with the Devil Strahd and arrested. You might have seen some of those poor souls in the town square.
We did.
They're the ones with the horse heads on or something?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's even
Those,
children, right?
yeah, those who aren't thrown in the stocks are taken up to the Burgermeister's mansion so that the Baron may purge them of their evil.
What does the purging entail?
Couldn't rightly say. No one really comes back after that. But no one hates the Burgermeister more than Lady Fiona Wachter. She's been known to say rather often that she'd rather serve the devil than a bad man.
actor was that?
Wachter. Wachter.
Oh, I nailed it.
Yeah.
And speaking of the Burgermeister, there have been purple flashes of light that have been seen emanating from the attic of the Burgermeister's mansion.
Whatever's going on with his man Isaac's arm, right?
He wasn't always that way. That's a more recent development. He, well, used to feel bad for him back whenever he was young. He was attacked by a wolf in the woods, lost his arm.
Bit late now, winning.
Hmm?
I was gonna say, um, the, basically, the more that Brannock cares, the more he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to do something about this."
But, yeah, he'll say that he was found in the woods after wolves attacked him and lost his arm, and then one day it grew back.
Stronger than it was before.
Much stronger.
Are we in the Electrum Man?
So he wasn't always that way when he was younger.
Yeah. He was found in the woods, missing an arm after a wolf attack. And then one day it grew back.
Right. Yeah. Bran definitely gives like Dev a look, like there's some whipping to do.
Yep. Devin will return it.
Nods eyebrows and deadpan delivery.
His little eyebrows make the little like whipping maneuver.
Oh, they're like the monarch's eyebrows now if they long enough to whip.
Mighty monarch.
But yes, Erwin
It's
just kind of...
related there, Abe.
Huh?
Sorry,
No, you go ahead.
maybe entirely unrelated there, Abe, but what can you tell me about the Paradise City?
The grass is
Kinda-
green.
With all the seating?
Got us.
Get up!
I was trying so hard not to.
Yeah, he just kind of lifts an eyebrow and like kind of cocks his head at you and doesn't seem to, like, shrugs his shoulder. I'm like, oh.
I've heard it's best to visit the Paradise City in November when it's raining.
But yeah, I think that is a good place to end the session, as Senior Martikov, sorry, Martikov has...
There's many people.
Martikov has given you pretty much all of the
Great deal to think about.
yeah, a great deal to think about. Giving you all of the landmarks there in Vallaki, or either he has given you or you have already passed by most of the places of note in Vallaki. I'm sure there's plenty of people for you to meet otherwise, and also promises to share like intel of what he knows in regards to the Yester Hill, if you all help him
Sort the winery.
sort the winery. Yes. And I'm going to stop the